And I remember the first time in my memory, my dad threw a shilling, 1 shilling, in the darkness. And I was told to pick it. I could not. I have 2 daughters, and they are okay. They are okay. Even I test them at night. Natupa kakitu kadogo sana kwa giza. Yeah, I do.
Lakini sio 10 bob. Good morning and Happy New Year. Welcome back to Sightloss, Kenya. Today we're joined by a very important guest whose name is Raphael Mworia. So I'll just let you introduce yourself. Tell us what Raphael Mworia is all about. You can take it away.
As you have been told by Daktari, my name is Raphael Mworia, 52 years old. I was born in Meru and brought up there in a small village called Mara in South Imenti constituency. Currently, I live in Nairobi. I have a home in Nairobi. That's where I am.
Perfect. So now maybe, Raphael, you can let us know how your experience was growing up, and probably you can let us know which eye condition you have and how you got to get that diagnosis.
Thank you, Daktari. My case is, we can say, very unique. First of all, to tell the listeners, eye diseases are millions and thousands and so many of them. Why do I say my problem, my eye default is very unique? Because it is also very difficult to give any solution. You live with it until a certain time when the eyes diminish completely. So at that early age, I'm told, my parents noticed I was bumping on objects at night, or I could not crawl like other kids. When the dark come, where I am, that is where I would stay. I could only cry. If I'm left there, I cry. But you know now, these are people who have not gone to school. So, will bring you up to no more kind too. And I remember the first time in my memory, my dad threw a shilling, 1 shilling, in the darkness. And I was told to pick it. I could not. So I lived that way with my night blindness. I grew up, up to the level I started going to school. No more kind. During the day, I'm okay, I can see. But believe me, nobody even one single day ever beat me in class. Kumbuka, all this time I'm doing normal education system like other kids. But remember, my main working hours in school was between 8 up to around 5. When darkness come, I'm not able to read. But I could read. When I was young, I could read. But as we proceeded, the vision went on deteriorating. So I went to KU, nikafanya my degree very well. And I finished and I got my first upper.
So what the audience maybe would like to know,
yes,
at what point did you get your diagnosis? Was it primary school, secondary school, or during university?
The first doctor of my diagnosis was my father when he threw a shilling on the floor. I could not pick it. So that now confirmed to my parents there was night blindness. They started a journey of trying to find out how these eyes can be treated. You remember also they are not in a hurry because I'm not crying. There's no pain. Okay. So I remember the first thing my father did, he took me to, there were some missionaries who came to our area with a program of assisting, checking people's eyes. Then this doctor checks me. I remember what he did was he could put me specs, he removes. Can you see? Those days, wearing specs was a premier stuff. So nikakaa na hizo miwani, hazikunisaidia. I don't remember what happened. I think they crashed when we were playing. Nilienda hospitali mingi, daktari. I have gone to hospitals in this Kenya. Many of them. And they all do the same procedure. Read those letters. Then you put specs. You can't see this. You put another one. You can't see. Wakati sasa, when I got noticed, I was referred to a daktari in Aga Khan Hospital around 2002. I went to him. He checked me and he told me the kind of problem you have is called Retinitis Pigmentosa.
Such a big word.
it even looks very smart to have that kind of a disease.
Yes.
Retinitis pigmentosa. So I say, what is this word? Then he explained me a little bit. You have an hereditary problem, and then he asked me, with a question I also used to be asked by others, do you have anybody in your family who has a problem with the eyes? No, I don't have. After that, I now was aware that the problem I have is not treatable and it is family inherited. It didn't give me a lot of problems. I was not so much bothered because during the day, I can see well. You are busy during the day. Like there's a time I went to Mpisha, I was given some subscription to buy vitamins, omega stuff, those things.
Yes.
I remember those things cost me close to 21,000. I used them for around 1 month, and I did not notice any improvement. Then around the pigments in the retina, they keep on getting dotted. As they get dotted, they block the light from being sent to the brain signal.
That is.
So now I notice as you grow, those darkening in the eye keep on increasing. Where are these darkening coming from? It is because of dying of retina cells. And these the cells are in two. There are two, for light and for darkness. They are called lawns and the cones. Cones are for light, lawns are for darkness. So if either of them is not working responsibly, the retina is not serviced with the information. And then there's nothing taken to the brain. So hivyo ndio iko. Na kama kuna kidogo inatumwa kidogo, so the brain is not able to give complete interpretation of what somebody is seeing.
So now maybe Mr. Mworia, you can run us through which career you selected and how you coped and what advice probably you would give to someone who is now probably having a visual impairment.
We have finished the school up to Kenyatta University. I finished there with my Bachelor of Arts on sociology. That was my specialization. Now, I go out to the job market of Kenya as usual, like everybody else would do. I started with marketing jobs. One of the gentlemen employed me in his circle. He had something like a circle. Within 2 months, he was so impressed with me until he gave me a lot of money in the office. I worked for him. Normally businesses collapse. But finally, I got a job with the main company in Kenya for office automations. It was called Copycat. Within some time, I rose in rank. Sasa nikafanyia company kazi until 1997, around 1998, and they felt, no, I'm not doing what I should do. So nikajua, because I'm aware about my eye condition, I should start a business now. So you see, from there now I've agreed that I will not be able to see. Because unajua daktari hakuambii ni lini. In fact, one of the Asian doctors, I remember one day he told my wife then, she told her, your husband cannot see. So go and start setting the house to adjust. In fact, daktari have never struggled in life. I haven't struggled. Struggling as in, those things we say, unafungiwa nyumba, unafanya nini, unaona vitu kama hizo. Hapo naye Mungu ameitikia. Hapo ameitikia. When I was doing my business, I was able to do a good home in the upcountry. I was able to do a good house in Nairobi, good space. I remember when I'm doing this, I'm doing them with the notion that my house should not have a lot of stairs. She should be set in a way when I'm there, I'm comfortable. Yeah. Na nikagua na madam vibi mzuri sana who really understood me even before I understood myself about the eyes. Ile shida tu kidogo ni the money cannot flow the way you want, but I'm there and I'm okay. The vision now is so bad. Like now you are seated, I can see you are there, but I cannot really say, yeah. The small vision I have from my history and the way I passed stage to stage, I know it can even be there for another 10 years, 5 years that way. because the rate of deterioration is really not measured. Yes.
Maybe you can tell the viewers, you've said you had to ensure your house doesn't have a lot of stairs.
Yes.
Maybe what else did you do
Yes.
in the home design for you to be more comfortable and independent?
One thing I would tell people who have my kind of problem, or who even have kids who are blind in the family, or if you are friends, or you are yourself, even if you are being designed for your home, whoever is designing this home has his own tastes, okay? But you have your own requirements, what you need. If it is the doors, well, how you plan the doors, your kid or yourself can know them by touching numbers, okay? You know, this number 1 is for this person, number 2 is my door, after number 1 there is a space there, and so forth. Also, do corridors, like you can see my house has a very wide corridor. That corridor, if I'm walking from now my table room to my bedroom, I walk on the side. So even if there's somebody on the same, because sometimes you have house girl or friends in the room, it will not, you cannot bump to them. When you see that corridor, if I touch the wall there, it will lead me direct to my bedroom, the last room over there. So unajua sasa mtu pengine ya kugonge, lakini hamtapitana katikati. Sababu you are not able to locate the main door, and you won't be able to see somebody coming around. Then also, the areas where you put things in the house. A visually impaired person is disrupted a lot by objects. And you know, as we work with the mind, the way I walked yesterday is what I recorded in my mind. So if I walked here and there was no object, I would just walk the same. So if now in the house I come today and find my tables or seats are exchanged from the setting, unless I'm taken through it, it will give me problem before I adjust again. Such things.
Yes. What about color schemes?
Now, color schemes, I will not talk about that because I don't have problem with colors. I see the colors as they are. However, bright colors are better because you see, like in the darkness, if something is very bright, the light, there's more available light you'll be able to reflect. Say inakuja. Like when I used to be earlier stages, nikiangalia, I used to see, wakati kuna light kidogo, I could see. And I remember I used to see white objects were very better for me. However, I would recommend the light to be, the colors to be white. Like you can see my house is a bit very bright.
Yes.
And you see I put very strong lights.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is very helpful, maybe
Yes.
to someone who's looking to probably set up their house.
Yes.
And they're not 100% sure how to go about it.
Yes, yes.
Maybe now we can dive into mobility.
Yes.
And transport, and maybe you can explain the two white and red canes that
Yes.
we can see from here.
Mobility is very key to everybody. The concept I have, and I will also talk about it in a while, is third eye for the blind. What should this be? There are many of them. The first thing that comes to your mind is who is near me to hold my hand. Then the second thing you think about is maybe what is ahead of me so that I can move around without being knocking them. It is not possible to have somebody next to you every time. And if somebody has to be next to you every time, that is money interpretation. The easiest way is to use a white cane. That is the international standard for a blind person to ensure mobility. This white cane will be able to guide you to move from here to there because it will clear. It's something that device at least to clear your way. Again, you see, when you own this white cane, now even if somebody was not near you, it is automatic. People will know. You know, it's a symbol of that's a blind person. Then you get the assistant you want. And the people are very generous, by the way. People are very generous. I would like to tell people who are blind, don't stay in the house because there is nobody to move you around. Hold your white cane. And other things will sort themselves. You have seen blind lawyers going to court. It's true. Alone. They walk, they go there. Like now, our representative for the disabled persons in the parliament, Senate, is a woman. She's blind totally. I have not been using white cane because I have not gotten to that stage, but because I know in a while I will have to use it. I am now in this training. I know how to use it. I can maybe show the viewers how the canes are used. And the canes are of many, many types. This white cane is for an adult. You see, it is almost on my chest. There are 3 types of them. There's small ones for kids, there's medium for shorter people, and this is for the tall people. The way this cane is used, when I hold it like this, you can hold it the way you want, but mostly you hold it like this. And it should be like 1 meter ahead of you. See, that is 1 meter. That's how you measure meter with a foot. Then, depending on your waist size, the white cane should come parallel to your chest. And you know how to do that is when your hand is flat on there. So that is there. So ukitoa hapo, you move it. When you move it again, that will be the next. It's automatic. It's a standard for human being. It's automatic from this side to this side. That is enough path for you. In fact, in construction, it is usually 3 feet a pathway. 3 feet. When you hold it, like I'm holding, it is already 1 meter ahead of you. So you keep on doing the same 1 meter ahead. Then you move. Like now, I am going to bump on something. And there's something there. You see, it's directly on me. So, which means if I move my leg, I will knock it. So I will try to check the right path I have over there. You just move like that. Move. That's an object. So you find out what it is. Unafungua. Hivyo tu. So that way you can move from here now Nairobi to my home in Meru. If I will move. And you see anybody coming ahead of you who is ahead there will see this man. Hata utasikia watu wanakuambia usipitie hapo. So this is that way. So white cane is the quick fix for blind mobility. It is also affordable but not very. Because like this cane is 2,000 in market. And Doctor, I think you have dealt with people who are visually impaired. 2,000 is not simple money. True?
It's a lot of money.
Yes, it's a lot of money. So most people then, that's why you find most people are just on the hand, unatembea tu hivyo. Lakini if you use the white cane and you embrace it, you'll be very comfortable. Even people run. If you practice and know the route, as long as no objects are put there, you can learn faster than kina Rudisha. You can learn. Yeah. So you even have a blind man who runs. Yes. Then this white cane also, because some people say, this can be very inconvenient. How do you use it now in a matatu? It's very simple. It's foldable. Okay? You fold it that way. You fold. Then it has its pouch. So hata kama uko kwa gari, hakuna mtu anaanza kusema unamdunga na white cane. Iko sawa. Another thing on the mobility device, it is very important you have a cape because of your face. So when you have the cape, you can't bang on the face because this will prevent it. And where the cane will prevent you from banging with the leg. Yeah. So you see now you are safe, your body up to here is safe. Yeah. A hat is part of my dressing, and especially if I'm not in a suit. Kwa sababu hata kama unatumia white cane, sometimes you may, like if you go in the toilet, unaweza enda kwa toilet uende sana, unaona? So hiyo kofia ikiguza huko mbele unajua umefika hapo. Yeah. Even in your own house, you can't make all the memories. Unaweza enda hata kama unajua mahali mlango iko, uende sana. So the cape will notify you that that you are already now going to hurt your face. So for those people who don't see, I would tell everybody to make sure they have a white cane somewhere. Besides even using it, it's an assistive for people. People can even, you will see you have a problem with the eyes and they will sympathize and assist you. Yeah. Yes. Since I started getting very keen on white cane, I'm telling you, I've interacted with so many people who did had in their need of white canes. Unasikia mtu anakuambia nimepiga simu mpaka kwa ndio, I've not been able to get a white cane. Now that is what we are taught when we were in school in these blind places. Our mind broke and I have not been able to get another one. So it is an initiative now which I'm working on to ensure everybody where he is in Kenya willingly has got a white cane. My initiative, I am calling it Visual Aids Kenya. Visual Aids Assistance. And I have started with white canes. I have very willing donors who, when I identify people wherever they are, get in touch with them They assemble for me the white canes, and then I will go pick them. If they are 20, 10, and so forth. With the addresses of these people, I personally deliver the canes to them. I deliver them, we do some little bit of encouragement. It is challenging, it's growing, but I want to grow it to an organization which will basically deal with mobility, communication, and financial independence of a blind person.
That is very commendable.
Yes.
And definitely we will leave a description on how people can be able to reach you.
Yes.
Visual Aids Kenya.
Yes.
So maybe as a parting shot,
Yes.
what would you like to tell the viewers? Maybe someone who's just been diagnosed with a visual impairment, or even someone who has a family member with a visual impairment and they don't know where to start.
Yes.
What would you tell such a person?
Let me talk on hereditary inherited eye default, because that one is not treatable. And there's another thing Dr. I haven't said. When in my research I've noticed or I've come across promises or treatment promises, not in this country, out of this country. But do you know what? The cost involved. In fact, the one time I told my friend I have gotten somewhere, we can get sorted at 100 million. Then my friend told me, my friend, even if I had 10 million now because I'm around 60 years, I would rather eat that money. I would rather eat that money than paying for these devices. I've paid enough. So there is that also kind of section of desperation that now you have trained completely and nothing is happening. I believe they are there, they can sort, they can, at least you can be improved, but the cost involved is there too much. Like when you interacted the other time, you note, and I was asking about e-sight specs.
Yes.
Now you in this peripheral, does even any of the clinics in this Kenya have that set of those goggles? Nobody has them.
Yes.
And these goggles sort a lot of eye problems, but not mostly hereditary. But you know, they cost around 1.2 million, one pair. What keeps most people from not getting solution is the cost involved in eye treatment. Like now, there's a treatment called bionic eye, something like that. The cost is 14.5 million for you to be inserted a chip that will bypass the retina.
Yes.
15 million. That's 15 million now. How do we make 15 million? Then if I sell this home to get 15 million, mingi. Like in my case, I've never met anybody in Kenya who has a similar problem with mine. Have you met somebody in your clinic?
No, you're the first person actually I've met with retinitis pigmentosa. And I'm sure there's someone out there, maybe if they watch, they can leave us their comment down below.
Yes.
It's just a support. I think even to find a support group has been quite hard.
It is very hard.
In Kenya. Maybe you can talk a bit on that.
The support groups, what hinders us from having support groups is communication. And that is my second step. Because now, like you, if I was not able to buy this phone, I have a phone here, which is visually enabled. If you can hear, it is telling me everything. You know, it has a keypad. So I use this one the same way. You know, a blind person is very okay on not memorizing the buttons and everything else. But one of the gifts people have who have no vision is memory. Like you now, we have talked. So you have talked today or we have been talking.
Yes.
When you call me, when you say hello the other side, I don't have to ask who is calling. Because I already memorized your voice. Your number, I will remain with it by tapping. I know your number, 046. I know it.
Yes, that's true.
So, if you have this phone, you are as good as somebody who is visual, because anything it will do for you. Like now, if I want to go back to the message you sent me, I'm now on WhatsApp, because I touched somebody can be WhatsApp, so I command it, go to WhatsApp. You see, those are my WhatsApp messages. Then I will just keep touching.
Sightloss Kenya, 11:06
That's you.
a.m.
True?
Live location.
Sightloss Kenya. Then I ask it to open, just by double tapping. That's how it is set.
Morning sure thing, 8:09 a.m.
You send me a message at 8 or 9, you told me morning. And also remember, I know, especially when I touch it, it says Play Store, I know next there, there is the Facebook, you see?
Oh, because you remember.
Yeah, I remember. They are around there. This phone, now I think they have calmed down. And bought this phone at around 8,000. Now they have calmed down. They are around 20, 25. But still, that's a lot of money. The social groups, social support groups are now hindered by that. How do we now connect? You know, how do we communicate? How do we communicate to meet? So these devices are there, but also, as I'm telling you again, affordability.
Yes.
That one should be addressed. Computer, I can do. You see, even this camera you are doing here, it has a software I can operate it that way without seeing. That software, and I talked to Society for the Blind last week, told me the cost, the one I can use is around 140,000.
Is that JAWS or?
JAWS, exactly.
Yes, yes.
Then you wonder, a computer is only 10K, but the software to use it. And remember, these things can be done here in our local college, in our local universities. They are here, they can be done around here. But now, we lack that platform. If these people can do the Hustler Farm platform within 2-3 weeks, sitting down and packaging a software for the visually impaired locally here, which can be supplied to visually impaired people freely. So these are some of the things I would really want to see the stakeholders, wherever they are, to try to do that.
So thank you so much for shedding a lot of light and
Yes.
also practically showing us how the white cane can be used.
Yes.
And also telling us a lot about home modifications and transport.
True.
And your whole experience. And we do wish you well with the Visual AIDS Kenya initiative.
Yes.
And thank you so much for having us. If you have any questions for him, you can just drop them down on the comment section below, and we'll be able to put his details about his initiative as well.
Yes. So those people who have got kids, the moment you notice very early that your kid is not seeing at night, he has got night vision problem. Here, 80% of, over 80%, it's retinitis pigmentosa. People who have these kids, plan for them very early, knowing at the age of 40, things will not be the same. So, unaishi tu vizuri. But the main thing is to ensure, as your kid grow, you plan for his life or her life, if they have the problem of eyes. Because whichever way, this person has to have normal life. You guide the kid, unaanza kusoma hivi. And remembering, your kid has only 12 hours to work, especially now people who are my kind of problem. Because at night, this kid is not active. So these 12 hours must be used like 24 hours. Now, you maximize time.
Yes.
Whether you are brand or not, you need?
Money.
You need money. You have to buy credit. You have to buy your brand. Kama uko na watoto, mtoto doesn't care whether you are seeing or not. You want milk. Na bibi pia, you are the father. I usually tell some of my friends, let me tell you, my friend, you are blind. Yeah, okay, yes. And you are assured for living forever. You lose your eyes, but you still continue living. There is a stigmatization and the fighting up with it. Especially if you wake up today and they find you are going blind. That is a very big bro. People like us who have this retinitis, you know, you live normally. You know, it's something you are born with, okay? So you grow that way. You grow, you get used to that. Systems come, just plan themselves. Unaendelea tu hivyo tu.